The human ship entered the heart of the galaxy without weapons raised. It was small compared to the massive alien structures around it. Smooth silver stations floated in space like sleeping giants. Light moved through them like veins. This was the Galactic Science Council, where the smartest minds of thousands of species ruled. Knowledge itself. Humans had been invited for one reason only, to be judged. Inside the ship, Dr. Elias Moore stood quietly. He was not young, and not famous by human standards. He wore simple clothes, no armor, no symbols of power. Round him were for other humans. Scientists, thinkers, observers. None of them looked afraid. The doors of the council chamber opened. The chamber was vast beyond human imagination. The floor was transparent, showing stars slowly moving beneath their feet. Hundreds of alien scientists hovered or stood in circles above one another. Some were made of light, some were metal, some had no clear shape at all. They all turned their attention to the humans. A deep voice echoed through the chamber. Humanity of soul. You may present your theory. Dr. Moore stepped forward. He did not bow. He did not rush. He simply spoke. Thank you for allowing us to speak, he said calmly. We are not here to show power. We are here to explain understanding. Murmurs spread through the chamber. Aliens had mastered gravity. They had bent space. They had locked stars in place. What could humans explain to them? A tall alien being of crystallite floated forward. You claim, the being said, that our understanding of time is flawed. Yes, Dr. Moore replied. The chamber went silent. Time was sacred science. The greatest achievement of the galaxy. Entire civilizations were built on controlling it. To say it was flawed was an insult. Dr. Moore continued. You see time as a line, he said, a thing that moves forward and can be pulled, slowed, or cut. A projection appeared in the air, showing the common alien model of time. But time is not a thing, Moore said softly. It is a system, a response, a balance. Some aliens began recording. Others looked amused. You are saying Tom reacts? One alien asked. Yes, Moore answered. Tom listens. That was when the first laughter came. Not loud, not angry, polite, cold, confident, an insect-like alien clicked its mandibles. Time does not listen. It obeys laws. Laws exist because systems need balance, Moore replied. When balance is broken, correction happens. The laughter grew. An ancient alien with rings of energy around its body spoke next. Humans are known for emotion-based reasoning. You confuse belief with fact. Moore did not argue. He simply nodded. You force time to obey machines? He said. We allow time to correct itself. In the council chamber filled with whispers. Another alien spoke sharply. If your logic is correct, why has no other species discovered it? Moore paused. Because most species try to control the universe, he said. Humans try to understand it. That was the breaking point. The crystal being raised its glowing limbs. This council rejects human logic, it declared. Your theory lacks proof, structure, and advanced calculation. It is philosophy, not science. The verdict echoed through the chamber. Rejected. Guards moved forward, floating machines with silent energy fields. Dr. Moore turned to his team. It's time, he said quietly. As the humans began to walk away, something strange happened. A circular time display near the ceiling flickered. No one noticed at first. Then it froze. An alien scientist frowned. System check. The display did not respond. Then slowly its numbers moved backward. 1 second. 2. Gasps filled the chamber. That's impossible, an alien shouted. No energy input detected, another cried. Time was reversing inside the council chamber. Just for a moment, then everything snapped. Back to normal. Silence. The humans stopped walking. Dr. Moore looked back. You rejected our logic, he said calmly. Time did not. The crystal being stared at the humans. What did you do? It demanded. Nothing more, replied. We warned you. The guards hesitated. The council members exchanged uneasy signals. Time reversal inside? The council chamber was forbidden by every known law. And yet, it had happened, without machines, without weapons, without effort. The humans were escorted out quickly. Behind them, the council chamber erupted into panic. Scans were run, systems were checked, blame was assigned, but no cause was found. As the human ship pulled away, Dr. Moore watched the stars. They felt it. One human whispered. Yes, Moore replied. And time felt them. Far behind the human ship, a council scientist stared at the frozen data. For the first time in their long existence, the aliens felt something unfamiliar. Fear. Because time had moved, and it had not obeyed them. The Galactic Science Council worked without rest. After the humans left, the chamber was sealed. No ships entered. No signals escaped. Every system was checked again and again. The result was always the same. No cause found. The time display that had reversed was taken apart piece by piece. Its parts were perfect, untouched, clean. There was no damage, no hidden device, no strange energy. Yet the record remained. Time had moved backward, for the first time in millions of cycles. The Council could not explain something. That alone was dangerous. A senior alien scientist named Vethrol floated near the chamber's core. His species had existed before many stars were born. He had studied time longer than humans had existed as a species. This should not be possible, he said slowly. Time reversal requires massive force. Another scientist replied. No. Force was detected. Silence followed. Outside the council chamber, strange reports began to arrive. A research station near the red star Keth suddenly reported missing data. Hours of recorded time were gone as if they had never happened. On another world, a mining accident rewound itself. Workers who had died were suddenly alive again, standing confused beside undamaged machines. At first, the council dismissed the reports, errors, faulty systems, false alarms. But the reports kept coming. A damaged satellite repaired itself. A star that was near collapse stabilized. An ancient alien with a failing body suddenly felt young again for exactly 3 minutes. Each event was small, but together, they formed a pattern. Time was not breaking, it was correcting. Vethrol studied the data in silence. The human's words echoed in his mind. Time listens. That idea had once been laughable. Now it was terrifying. The council ordered a full galaxy-wide scan for time. Thousands of sensors awakened. Equations ran faster than thought. The results shocked them. Time fluctuations were centered around human space, not human machines, not human weapons. Humans themselves. The council reacted quickly. Human research stations were watched. Human ships were tracked. Human communications were intercepted. Yet nothing unusual was found. Humans were not activating devices. They were not giving commands. They were doing nothing at all. That made it worse. On the human ship, Dr. Elias Moore sat quietly in the observation room. Stars passed slowly outside. One of the younger scientists looked nervous. They're watching us now, she said. Moore nodded. Of course they are. What if they come for us? Another asked. Moore smiled faintly. They already should have. Back at the council, panic finally replaced pride. Emergency meetings were called. Ancient rules were broken. Forbidden records were opened. One record spoke of a lost civilization and empire that had once tried to fully control time. It ended suddenly. No war. No explosion. Just disappearance. Vethrol stared at the record. Correction event, he whispered. But council made a choice they never thought they would make. They sent a message to the humans. Not an order. A request. The human ship received it hours later. Returned to the council. The message said, "Your presence is required." Moore read the message carefully. "They are afraid now," he said. "Is that good or bad?" a scientist asked. Moore looked back at the stars. "That depends on whether they listen." When the human ship returned, the council chamber felt different. Quieter. Heavier. The aliens no longer hovered proudly. Some remained distant. Some avoided eye contact. Vethrol addressed the humans. "Explained," he said. "What happened in this chamber?" Moore did not raise his voice. "Time corrected imbalanced," he said. "Your systems force time into shapes it does not want." The council reacted sharply. "That is impossible," one alien snapped. "Time has no will." Moore looked directly at them. "Neither does gravity," he said. "Yet it still pulls." A low silence spread. Vethrol asked the question no one else dared. "If time is correcting us," he said, "what happens if we resist?" Moore answered honestly. "Correction becomes stronger." The chamber shook slightly. Just a tremor. But every scientist felt it. For the first time. The Galactic Science Council understood something painful. They were no longer in control. And time was watching them closely. The council chamber remained silent after the tremor. No. Alarms sounded. No. Systems failed. Yet every alien present felt it. Something had moved. Vethrol floated closer to the humans. His light dimmed slightly, a sign of deep focus. "You speak of time as if it were aware," he said. They explained this logic. Slowly, Dr. Elias Moore nodded. He did not activate any device. He did not show equations. He simply spoke. "Humans once believed time was a straight line," he began. "We believed the same thing you do now." Some aliens listened. Others remained tense. But our experiments failed. Moore continued. "The more we tried to force time, the more unstable reality became." He gestured toward the empty air. "We learned something simple. Time is not passive. It is a process that keeps balanced." An alien of liquid form interrupted. "Balance is maintained by rules." "Yes," Moore agreed. "And rules react when they are broken." A projection appeared this time created by the council, not the humans. It showed stars collapsing, civilizations vanishing, timelines splitting. "These are correction events," Moore said. "Your data already shows them." Vethrol studied the images. These events increased as our technology advanced, he admitted. Moore nodded. Because you push harder. The chamber grew colder. A metallic alien spoke sharply. Are you saying our science is wrong? No, Moore replied. I am saying it is incomplete. He took a breath. Humans stopped trying to command time. We observed it. We learned how actions echo across moments. An alien scientist asked. Then, how do humans affect time? Moore answered simply. We don't, he said. We cooperate with it. That word caused unrest. Cooperate. Time had always been a tool to the galaxy. Vath asked quietly. Why does time respond to humans and not us? Moore did not answer immediately. Because humans accept limits, he said at last. Fail. We adapt. We correct ourselves. He looked around the chamber. You correct the universe instead? A soft pulse moved through the chamber lights. Another tremor. Stronger this time. Some aliens lost balance, and drifted. Fear spread quickly. Stop speaking, one scientist demanded. You are causing instability. Moore shook his head. No, he said. The instability was already there. He raised his hand. When time is damaged, it does not break loudly. It bends quietly. Bethrall understood then. All our great empires, he whispered, they fell because time corrected them. Yes, Moore said. Silence followed. The council realized the terrible truth. They were standing on a correction. Point. A choice. Listener. Resist. One alien leader made the wrong choice. This human logic threatens galactic order, it declared. They must be contained. Guards moved instantly. Energy fields snapped into place around the humans. Moore did not resist. He only looked sad. This is a mistake, he said. The guards froze, not powered down. Frozen in time. Energy fields flickered, then vanished. The humans were untouched. The chamber erupted into panic. Release them, someone shouted. Moore spoke one final warning. Time allows understanding, he said. It does not allow control. The tremors grew stronger. Some parts of the chamber aged rapidly. Others rewound slightly. Reality itself felt uncertain. Viet looked at the humans with fear and awe. You did nothing, he said. Moore nodded. And yet time listened. The council finally understood. They had rejected human logic. And now time was deciding whether the galaxy deserved correction. The council chamber no longer felt like a place of knowledge. It felt like a prison. The frozen guards slowly returned to motion as time corrected itself again. They drifted back, confused and afraid, unsure of what had happened. The humans remained, standing calmly at the center. Dr. Elias Moore knew. The moment had passed. The council had seen the truth, but they were not ready to accept it. Bethrall floated higher, his light flickering with tension. We cannot allow this uncertainty to spread, he said. If time listens to humans, then humans are a threat. Several council members agreed. Fear had replaced reason. An ancient alien voice echoed through the chamber. Human logic must be secured. That single word changed everything. Secured. The humans were surrounded again, this time with stronger fields, layered with time-dampening technology. The council had never used such force before. Moore closed his eyes. You are making the imbalance worse, he warned. The chamber ignored him. Orders were given across the galaxy. Human research stations were seized. Human ships were locked in time holds. Human scientists were taken into custody. The council believed control would restore order. It did not. The first collapse happened on a distant world. An alien city, built on time-accelerated growth, suddenly stopped moving forward. Citizens were trapped in repeating seconds, screaming the same words again and again. Then a fleet vanished, not destroyed, not displaced, simply erased from the timeline. Panic spread faster than light. Council members watched in horror as reports flooded in. Time fractures. Reverse aging. Lost hours. Entire days. Repeating. Via Terrell stared at the data. This is escalation, he said. Correction is intensifying. Yet the council refused to stop. Instead, they focused on the humans. Dr. Moore and his team were moved to a containment sphere, an ancient device meant to isolate dangerous anomalies. Inside, time barely moved. The council believed they were safe. They were wrong. Inside the sphere, Moore spoke quietly to his team. Time does not like cages, he said. Outside the sphere, alarms finally sounded. The chamber aged unevenly. Parts of the floor cracked from sudden centuries of stress. Other sections rewound and became new again. One council member screamed as their bodies shifted rapidly between ages. Bethrall tried to regain control. Release the humans, he ordered, but the command came too late. The containment sphere began to rust. Metal flaked away. As decades passed in seconds, then the rust reversed. The sphere returned to its original state, then cracked. Time could not decide. With a soft sound, the sphere dissolved. The humans stepped out, unharmed, silent. Silent. Time wrapped around them like a shield. Moore looked at the council. You tried to take understanding, he said. You cannot steal balance. The chamber shook violently now. Reality bent. Vethrl lowered himself. We were wrong, he said. Tell us how to stop this. Moore's expression was serious. You cannot stop correction, he said. You can only accept it. One final decision remained. The council had to choose. Release control or be erased like those before them. Time waited, and this time, it would not be patient. The council chamber shook as if the universe itself was breathing. Walls shimmered. Lights aged, then became new again. Moments overlapped. The Galactic Science Council stood on the edge of collapse. Vethrl lowered himself until he hovered close to the floor. It was a gesture his kind used only once in a lifetime. Surrender. We accept, he said. We release control. The words echoed through the chamber. Something changed. The shaking slowed. The overlapping moments faded. Time did not stop, but it calmed. Dr. Elias Moore felt it instantly. So it begins, he said quietly. Across the galaxy, the same change happened. The cities trapped in loops began to move forward. Aging bodies stabilized. Vanished ships, returned damaged. But real. Time was no longer correcting violently. It was listening. The council watched as human scientists were freed across their systems. Cells unlocked without commands. Restraints weakened and fell apart, not because humans ordered it, because time allowed it. Moore turned to the council. You must stop forcing time, he said. Your technology pushes too hard. Vethrl nodded. Then guide us. That request shook the chamber more than any tremor. The most powerful scientific body in the galaxy was asking humans for help. Human teams were given access to alien archives older than planets. They did not rush. They did not seize power. They observed. They listened. They adjusted. Human logic spread quietly through the council's systems. Machines that once spent time aggressively were redesigned to work slowly, gently, with natural flow. Some were shut down. Forever. Time responded immediately. Star systems stabilized. Fractured timelines sealed. Correction events weakened. The council members watched in silence. Humanity was not ruling time. They were translating it. One alien asked Moore, why does time trust humans? Moore answered simply, because we learned to live with mistakes. The chamber fell silent. Aliens had chased perfection for millions of years. Humans had survived. Failure. That difference mattered. Time wrapped around the humans like a calm current. Armor. Acceptance. For the first time, the council understood. Humanity was not dangerous because they were powerful. They were dangerous because the universe recognized them. And time had chosen humanity as its voice. The galaxy did not change in one moment. It changed slowly, carefully. Carefully, the Galactic Science Council removed laws that treated time as a tool. Ancient machines were shut down. Some were dismantled. Others were sealed forever. Human advisors were not placed above the council. They were placed beside it. That mattered. Dr. Elias Moore refused titles. He refused power. He only asked for one thing. Let time breathe, he said. Across the galaxy, civilizations followed that rule. Trade routes stabilized. Aging worlds stopped collapsing. Entire species avoided extinction. Time no longer fought. The galaxy had flowed through it. Alien scientists rewrote their greatest theories. What they once called absolute truth became early misunderstanding. Human logic was added not as law, but as foundation. Vethrl stood before a new gathering of the council. This time, humans were not visitors. They were members. Humanity changed nothing, Vethrl said to the assembly. They reminded us of what we forgot. He paused. The universe is not meant to be ruled. The chamber was silent. It is meant to be understood. In human space, news spread quietly. No parades. No declarations of victory. Humans returned to their worlds, their labs, their lives. They did not see themselves as chosen. They saw themselves as students. Time continued to move, sometimes forward, sometimes correcting gently. Always watching. Centuries later, young alien scholars studied the moment everything changed. They called it the listening point. The moment the galaxy stopped commanding time and started listening to humanity. One record remained in the council archives. A single line from Dr. Elias Moore, preserved for all species. Power breaks balance. Understanding protects it. That line became the most important rule in galactic science. And the galaxy survived because of it. Because humans were not the masters of time. They were its partners. And time never forgot that.